Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Cool J. What up? Now I know this looks a little different right now, but due to stuff that's been going on in the past, I'm not even gonna mention it. You're, for now, you're gonna see me make videos in this place that you see in my background and stuff. For now, not all the time, but for now. So yeah, so this is Cool J, and I'm gonna make my Iron Man 2 movie review. It was a sequel to the 2008 Iron Man one, and Robert Downey Jr. is back as Tony Stark and Iron Man. And I have to say, this movie right here, Iron Man 2, it is really good. It's really enjoyable. If you want to see some really good action, this is what you want to see. This is what you want to see right here. It has better action than the first one. I would say that. And you know, the cast was. I would say this is really a great cast in my opinion. You got Don Cheadle as Lieutenant James Rhodes, and he was. I mean, he was good. He was good as an actor. I know he took Terrence Howard's place in the second movie, but at the same time, even if John Kelly is a good actor, I feel like he kind of took Terrence Howard's place. I mean, it didn't feel like the same, but I think that it didn't. I guess it didn't feel the same as when he was like as James Rhodes. As to me. I mean, but overall, Don Kelly was still good. Doing this thing that was good. Mickey Rourke as Whiplash, or also as Ivan Vanko. Really good. Acting like a Russian. I first was asking my mom, like, I'm like, hey, well, I was with my dad at the theaters, but I was like, hey, is Mickey Rourke Russian? He's like, no, he's not Russian. I'm just thinking because he was speaking like some Russian guy, but I never knew that that in his comic books Whiplash was Russian. But hey, but yeah, that's what it is. Mickey Rourke did a nice job. The woman who was Pepper, well, her last name is Paltrow. And she was Virginia Pepper Potts. Well, everybody knows the whole deal about Pepper. Pepper, you guys know who she's in love with Tony Stark. If you didn't watch the first one, you then you already know in the second movie, if you did, that she was already in love. Um, Justin Hammer, Justin Hammer, phenomenal. Justin Hammer, not Justin Hammer. Sam Rockwell. Sam Rockwell as Justin Hammer. He is like Tony Stark, but as the evil one, as the most cockiest person. He'll do anything and wears a suit at the same time and gets what he wants. He's just like Tony Stark, but the evil one, and it's really cool. He really did do his part, and I really like that. Next, you had Scarlett Johansson, or Johansson, as Natasha Romanoff, and she's really as who she was in the movie. She's really a uncovered spy for Shield, and she was hot. She was hot. That's what y'all gotta say. And Samuel Jackson as Nick Fury. When Samuel Jackson played as Nick Fury, he wasn't like the Nick Fury as, okay, he's the white Nick Fury. That was the black version of Nick Fury. And Samuel Jackson, he really did a good job. I ain't gonna lie, he really did a good job as Nick Fury. He was really cool. I got my eye on you. But were there some flaws into it? Pretty much, yeah, there was some flaws. When you saw this, when you knew it was a superhero movie, you probably know what was gonna happen. Probably the part of the problem was that is that is that you kind of knew what was gonna happen at the end. I'm not gonna say everything that's gonna. I'm not gonna say it, like, spoil little things, but still, you knew what was gonna happen at the end. Like, for example, like Iron Man is gonna once again have the victory once again. and for no cause. And in this movie, the villains didn't really feel like they had the upper hand right here. And I know it was something else, but it didn't really feel like he got the upper hand. And at the end of the film, in Iron Man 2, if you did not, if you saw Iron Man 1 and you saw where Tony Stark was facing one of his friends, one of his old partners, and he felt like he had the Iron Man suit. I forgot what was his name, but he was fighting one of his pals, and it was just like, and he got into a fight, but the difference is he had Down Kelly, or should I say James Rhodes, as War Machine there, and he was there too. He was fighting, but oh yeah, yeah, Jeff Bridges. Yeah, Jeff Bridges was in. He was Mr. Stan, like, oh, Baldia Brand. Yeah, Stan. Yeah, he was acting like he was like Iron Man and all that stuff, and he was going to stop, and he had this Iron Man suit. He had the big Iron Man suit, and the thing between like War Machine, Iron Man going against, well, you're probably going to think that they're going against Wolf Flash anyway. Wolf Flash anyway. You you kind of knew, like, it's kind of like the same thing when you see at the end, and and um and you knew that when that there's going to be a time that Whiplash and Justin Hammer were probably going to work together. I mean, you kind of knew that was going to happen, and also about Whiplash is that he was going to come back and face uh, Iron Man again. So good action. The story, in my opinion, was like okay. It was okay. It wasn't like great. It was just okay, in my opinion. But better action than the first one. But I would have to agree with my dad. Iron Man Iron Man 1 was better than is better than Iron Man 2. I was that's what I say that. So yeah, so I'm to me I'm giving this an 8 out of 10, 4 stars out of 5 stars. This movie right here, it has some flaws, but at the same time, it's good it's really enjoyable to see this. It's good action and okay story. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. And if you want to see this movie, don't be afraid to listen to some California Love. All right. So yeah. So Cool J's coming back with some other videos. You know what I'm saying? And don't forget, I haven't. Don't forget you know talk about. I'm gonna still talk about some sports. You know what I'm saying? So that's all about it. And I want to make this video even longer. So Cool J's out. Peace.